Lena always typed her feelings. She would stare at the blinking cursor for minutes, sometimes hours, as if it were waiting for her to be honest. Never said them, never risked the tremble in her voice or the betrayal of her eyes. Words were safer behind a screen, editable, deletable, controllable. In her world, silence felt safer than being seen. That's how it started with Kai. It was random, accidental, forgettable, at least it should have been. A wrong number text that turned into late-night conversations. What began as, "Sorry, I think you have the wrong person," became, "Tell me something you've never told anyone." And somehow, they both did. They never met, not even once, not even by chance. Not because they didn't want to, but because Lena insisted they shouldn't. She said it would ruin the magic. Kai laughed it off at first, but over time he understood. She wasn't protecting the magic, she was protecting herself. There were parts of her story she never typed. Still, he stayed. Even when it didn't make sense to. He stayed through her bad days, when her texts came slower, through her silence, when hours turned into days, through her strange rule, no calls, no video, no meeting. He learned her rhythms, the pauses, the disappearances, the way "I'm fine" never really meant fine. Until one night, she broke it. There was something different about that night, something urgent. "Can we meet?" she typed. The message sat there for a moment longer than usual, like even she couldn't believe she sent it. Kai stared at the message for a long time. His heart raced in a way it hadn't before. This was the moment he had imagined 100 different ways. Of course. When? He didn't hesitate. Not this time. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., the old train station. A place quiet enough for truths. He smiled. Finally. For once, the future felt real. Kai arrived early, holding a small bouquet of white lilies. She once said they were her favorite. He checked his phone more than he needed to, rereading old messages like they might prepare him. 6 p.m. Every passing face made his heart jump. 6:15 p.m. The sky softened, and so did his certainty. 6:40 p.m. Doubt crept in quietly, sitting beside him like an uninvited guest. No Lena. The space next to him remained empty. He texted her. His fingers felt heavier now. No reply. Called, straight to voicemail. For the first time, the silence felt heavy. Not peaceful, not comfortable, just wrong. 3 days later, Kai received a message from Lena's number. His heart didn't know whether to hope or brace itself, but it wasn't her. Something felt off immediately. It was her sister, a stranger carrying words that didn't belong to her. "She wanted you to have this." Attached was a scheduled message Lena had written, a message meant for a moment that never came. "Kai, if you're reading this, I didn't make it to the station. I'm sorry. I wanted to meet you more than anything, but I was scared you'd see me differently. Not because I'm different inside, but because I'm not the person you imagined. 2 years ago, I got into an accident. I lost my ability to walk. I lost pieces of myself I didn't know how to explain. There were days she couldn't even recognize herself anymore. You made me feel whole again, even when I felt broken. You never asked for proof. You just stayed. I didn't want your love to come from pity, so I chose distance over honesty. But the truth is, I fell in love with you anyway. Slowly, quietly, completely. And for once, I wanted to be brave, to show up, to be seen. I guess I ran out of time. If love means anything, I hope you don't remember me as someone who was afraid, but as someone who tried. Lena." Kai read it more than once, then again, as if the ending might change if he looked long enough. Kai returned to the station the next evening, same time, same place, not because he expected her, but because some promises don't end just because people do. He sat there quietly, the lilies resting beside him,
The same flowers, slightly less alive, not waiting anymore, just remembering, and maybe, in some quiet way, honoring her courage, because for the first time in his life, love hadn't been about holding someone, it had been about understanding them, about choosing someone even in their absence, and sometimes that's the kind that stays forever, even when everything else is gone.